Today I'm making robot parts for the robot team I'm on, Team 4802, Unidentified Moving Machines. And what I've got to make, I've got to make these discs from this 70 millimeters, so it's just shy of 2.5 inches. It might be like 2 1/4. 2 1/4? That's not right. No, it's just shy of 3 inches, 2 3/4. I got to make these discs that, I don't know if you can see it, I hope you can. They've basically got to have a 40 millimeter or close to 1.5 inch bore hole in the center, and then 4 holes around the outside that are tapped for 5 millimeters, and then on the other side 4 holes that are tapped for 8 millimeters. And this is going to be an adapter for a pulley to a wheel, and that's pretty much all it is. It's stock that we got from a supplier in Brisbane, and they were super fast to ship it, so I'm pretty happy with them, and I'd recommend ordering from them in the future. They were Aluminium Online Australia, I think was their name. I'll put the link in the description. But yeah, generally very happy with them. I've started to do one, and I haven't parted anything this large before. Heck, this is the first time I've chucked anything this large before on this machine, and I got 1 or 2 stalls because I was either feeding too fast or feeding too slow and getting loads and loads of chatter, but tighten up the center on the back here and suddenly everything started working a bit smoother. I'm gonna run at 120 RPM for the whole way. While I get closer and closer, I probably do want to speed it up, but I'm kind of nervous still when dealing with stuff this large. Mostly I deal with 1/2 inch sort of sizes, that's like 12 or 13 millimeters. So I'm going to I'm going to center drill this, pop a dead center in the back, oil it, and then part off about 20 millimeters because the disc has to be 15, and I mean, some of it's okay, but most of it's kind of crummy, so I'm just going to face it and say it's done. Face it, drill it, bore it, and then it should be done. We'll actually drill the holes and tap them on Saturday and Sunday with the team. So this is their robot. I'm just going to do the bits that they can't do because they don't have a lathe, which hopefully that changes in the future. Anyway, away we go. Just taking it slow and steady for this part because it's a very small diameter. Normally it wants to spin pretty quick. I dialed this in just by eye, and then I used the compound to see how much had to be knocked backwards and forwards. It's only in a 3-jaw chuck. The 4-jaw was very difficult to dial in without a dial test indicator, which stupidly I left at home. In hindsight, maybe I should have sped this up because I'd probably be done by now. That's most of the way up the center drill. Dead center. Some oily oil. Probably a bit more than necessary just there, but and because of where my compound and thickness of the parting blade holder and all that is, I gotta have the dead center sticking out pretty far from the tailstock, which I'm not too happy about. Tighten that down. Where's the thing? So it's about 20 millimeters. I'll lock that off, and I'll bring the camera around so you can get a better view. So here we are, sort of around the front of the machine. I've measured just sort of with the ruler or scale or whatever you want to call it, about 20 millimeters in. That's going to give me 5 millimeters or 2.5 to part off on either side. 2.5 is like 3/32. Rather than doing these calculations, I should just throw them into the text pop-ups in the window or whatever you call it. Yeah, I've got the tailstock snugged down. I've got this guy spinning close enough. I guess the last thing to do is pull the parting blade in a little bit, so when I get started, I'm not sticking out too far here, and which can cause wobbles and vibrations and whatnots. Where's my